Hello, happy Sunday, superstars. I just finished my 3-hour body routine with self-care and I filmed it for my VIP. And I also felt really good to demonstrate all I do that is part of my fitness life that never comes up to your awareness if you only live fitness life as a true challenge to see if you can make it out alive. The whole problem with challenges is there's an end, and nobody who has endured any length of a normal challenge 3 to 4 months long know that everything changes once you have no deadline. All your discipline and all your good behavior is easy to just kind of get thrown out of the window and you don't know how to keep going. That's when you realize it was just a project, you never thought about it, what is the continuation? So that is why I love to be in your life, because every day for me it truly is a new lesson and I'm happy to have the day just to learn. So when I wake up in the morning and I do the 5 APG that I talk about, the 5 minutes of affirmations, prayer, gratitude, just to make sure that I set my mind and my mood at the right way, and then it's just to keep it up there. That's a daily challenge. And unless you have worked on your mindset and understand the depth it takes to get to where you feel there's a huge change when you realize you can dictate and decide your thoughts, and that becomes your belief. So your whole inside, your whole mind can go from chaos and distress to peace of mind and freedom, from understanding and surrendering to the fact that you can't control the whole world. You can't control anything but yourself and what you choose to think. So here is my 5 minutes of APG together. I'm grateful for my whole body. I'm grateful for my toes, and I'm grateful for my knees. I'm grateful for my hips. I'm grateful for my elbows. I'm grateful for everything in my body. I'm utmost grateful that my body keeps me alive and knows what to do without me micromanaging. I'm so grateful that I'm a person who wants to see every struggle or every setback as the opportunity to become better and stronger and wiser. I love that I want to face my fears and I love to handle them and become better and neutralize them to have balance in life. I love that all I care about is happiness in everyone's lives, that it's not about a body ideal and that is all that matters. For me, I think like this. You know, all the dogs in the whole world, the so-called ugly ones and the beautiful ones, and now I want to say that I can't say that any dog is ugly, but you know all the memes, and there are dogs that won't ever win a physical beauty contest, but they're just as beautiful and stunning and amazing the way they are anyway. Do you see us laugh and point to these dogs that look very much like nobody cared for them the whole life? No, we don't. We feel compassion, love. We feel guilty and we just want to run to love them, to give them all love, to show them that they're everything they need to be and they're perfect. Now, imagine if we apply that mentality to have a full understanding and full love for the body. You gotta love your body for having a body, because it's not a human right, it should be, but to have a human body that you can use and that you can operate, that isn't stuck, paralyzed, or can't do anything. It's a blessing, it's a privilege, it's an honor. I love that I'm aware that my body is not forever. I'm in love that I understand my body and that I want to be good for my body. I love to teach myself how to love myself better. I love that I don't want to have a critical eye. I love that I stand up against my own critical mentality that I could go back to, where no matter what, I'm not going to be happy until everything is perfect to my liking. And I felt that was justified. I felt, well, it's just my goal. This is about me. So whatever, that is how it is. I am so grateful that I'm beyond being a tyrant to my body, that it's only about my mind. Because it's not my body's fault that I have a mind that wants a body that isn't designed the way it is by default. That's why I shaped my body and built my body. But there's a time in your life when you have to know that there's self-acceptance. There's love for what you built, love for what you are, and it cannot be based on a body image or a body look, because that means you would never be able to have permanent happiness. Because if you only thought it's about the body's appearance, you would always end up losing more and more joy of life for what you do, training, eating, caring for your body. Because if you can't see in the mirror with full love, even in your worst parts, then you're never gonna feel that freedom of not judging your body by its look. Because again, what if you're just born in the wrong culture, as in the culture now isn't where your body is everyone's favorite. But it could be your favorite, and that's what I want for you. I'm grateful that I have a life that I love to live more than anything. I love that it's an adventure. I love that I want to put myself to the pressure. I want to be stronger minded than the rest. I want to be vulnerable and transparent so other people see and feel maybe I'm not that bad anyway. That I do all I do because I want others to feel better. I know how it feels to hate your body. And I know how it feels to hate people who love your body, because you hate them for feeling like, can't you see that I'm not perfect? How can you be so stupid that you can love my body, to take people's love and admiration and see it as you getting mad? I never want to have that again. But I've been there, done that, so I know how you feel. When you kind of want the world to hate your body with you. And that's the worst, that's like the happiness suicide you can do. But being in body culture and in the body industry, it's easy to kind of fall into that. So the 5 APGs is all gratitude and prayer for everything you have that you might take for granted. The things as easy as, can you still pick up, your things from the floor, or do you need help? Can you open a can without getting frustrated because you lost your power in your hands? Can you still walk upstairs even though it's painful? That's blessings, that's privilege. Be just in awe that you have a body that is here for you to transport you through your life, so care for it. Imagine if you could blindly see your body the way your greatest love verse have seen your body. So those are not 5 minutes, but in the morning every day, I thank everything for all that is just the way it is, and give me courage to keep on and to be happy no matter what. That's my number one priority. My goal every day is to be happy with what I am, what I do, including all the so-called crap that is life. And then I want to kind of talk about a little bit of, I went through my memories and found some competition photos that I'm going to share, and it went into this new wellness competition division in ifbb. So I was in ifbb fitness figure. I converted from bodybuilding because I was natural bodybuilding in Sweden. There was no way I could compete in bodybuilding and professional because everyone is on other kind of cookies, and I had no interest in that. So I I felt embarrassed that I thought this is what you can achieve. So when I saw it in real life, I changed, and that becomes fitness figure. So I just didn't change my training. I just changed the term you call my body. Oh, that was the time when women weren't supposed to even flex, and I did anyway. When I was walking out on stage, I did a bicep. You weren't supposed to do that as a fitness figure. So now I just want to talk about this so-called ifbb wellness division. I think it's the worst thing on earth that ever came into competition. Again, if you want to compete, I understand, do it. It's all about what you want to do. I have already competed, so I have no interest to do it again. When I was competing versus now, things have changed. And the size of this so-called wellness division is just as big as the bodybuilders, in my opinion. And the funny thing is, I looked up on, is it just for women? Or is there a men's wellness division? So I looked up that and looked at the poses, and here is the funny thing. You know, I always say that this rear pussy pose where all the bikini girls are kind of showing the adductor magnus in a position that you have to bend over 90 degrees. So there's like a genital full focus. You don't have to bend over 90 degrees if you have a defined built derriere. But that is typically how I feel turned off, because I don't want to stand there with the judges looking up my behind like that. So that's a typical bikini. And the female judges have called that out in stop doing like it's a striptease. So that got me into thinking about the wellness. What is the difference? So in wellness, all of a sudden they just make it into more about the men's ideals for women's bodies. The women's bodies in wellness is curvier bottom. So bigger butt, bigger quad, tinier upper body. Doesn't that sound just like what men want? Big booty, big lower body, tiny upper body. It's the typical female form. Big body on the bottom, tiny upper body. No problem, nothing wrong. It's usually this kind of physique that is not the so-called aesthetic, that is based on the Western ancient Greek standards of broad shoulders, narrow waist, narrow hips, which is kind of an androgynous look. There are women who have that one, and there are not women who have it. There are women with wide hips, bone structure, and narrow shoulders. There are women with wide shoulders and narrow hips. There's all kinds of bodies, but they're gonna have a division for everything so they can make money off everyone's dream to be the number one winner. So the women then now are just more like men's favorite idea for a fertile looking woman. So then I looked at the men's wellness division. Well, I thought that would be great. No, that is something that is not going to be popular in America. They have tried it in Brazil. So I looked at the poses the men were doing. They had the crossed leg forward, the same as fitness figure, the same as wellness for women. Now, I'm a straight woman, but I don't care about whatever your sex drive is, sex orientation, whatever. I don't care. I don't mind, whatever. But my indoctrinated, culturally entrained mind instantly saw, why is he standing like a woman? Yeah, you see? So I had to check myself there. Wait, why is it feminine to have a leg front in the other? What is that? So then I find myself looking at the men's wellness from Brazil and thinking, are they trying to be women? And that made me so, wow, you know, because why? The first thing I think, why do they look like feminine? See, I'm here and I talk about neutrality, as in, if there's a woman's wellness standard, I thought, if that is about women's natural body, to give women a division that is more likely to women to have, to not be so shredded on the bottom that is not easy for women to achieve. I get it. So they want more women to compete so they get more money. I got it. So then I thought, of course, you should have a men's wellness physique. So then I think in my pondering in my mind here what that would be. What is the most common type for men that they struggle with to bring up on stage? Well, most men genetically are gonna have an upper body that is big and tiny, tiny legs. So how come they're not an orange on toothpicks for the wellness division in men's wellness? Why? Are we gonna laugh at that? But I mean, so you see how the double standards. So you gotta just know it. So if you're gonna play the game, just know that it's definitely not about fairness. There is no fairness in any subjective division. Not in ice skating, not in ballet. I mean, nothing you can compete like a race. That's easy to see who comes first. Anything that is artist, anything that is subjective. It's ridiculous to get frustrated if you feel it's the wrong winner. But that is how the circus is, competing and talk about who wins and who is not supposed to win. Meanwhile, all the competition, all the sponsorships, and whoever has the most industry standards behind you to put up is gonna win. So it's not the best physique all the time. And what is best? That's subjective. But I thought it was so funny. I think the orange and the toothpick for men's wellness would be great to have compared with the women's, who is all about making the women look more sexy the way men love it. And I agree, it's a beautiful body, but it definitely double standard. So anyway, remember your 5-APG and meet me in FDA tomorrow. Go and sign up for Fortitude, and then go to sign up for my VIPIG, because that's my real life fitness education that I host on the back end, where you have to just invest a little bit. So why would you? Is it worth it? Oh, hell yeah, it is. Because what I post there isn't Instagram 3 seconds attention span things. I really teach you to open up your mind, to evolve and be aware. So, oh, am I excited to be the counter, the antidote to the typical diet marketing, fitness marketing that all know that it's impossible to promote and sell a challenge to anyone who sees through the bullshit that, so what, it's a challenge and then what? You know, the people who don't understand that this is you are signing up to learn a new behavior, a new habit, a new way of life. And that requires you to work it day after day after day, because that is the challenge. You fall so easily back into your normal routine. That's why usually when you come to maintaining, you just suddenly realize what happened. Months ago, you're fattened up again, and you don't even know what happened. That discourages you if you feel like, oh, this was just waste of time. Let's go on another challenge. But before you do, what do? Eat up a little bit more. Here comes the cheat day. So I tell you all about how ridiculous that is, because it never stops. You get fatter and fatter, you hate yourself more and more. One day, you just don't have the motivation anymore, and you won't believe that it works. That's the collective mindset in diet culture as of now. And I beg to differ. Because of course, think about it. The universal diet everyone wants and loves and can stay on diet until you die, which is the goal, even though you feel it sounds bad. But if you love how you eat and it's healthy and your body loves it and your mind loves too, and you get to play out your food fantasies because you know how to do it without getting self-sabotage. When you know how to play the game, oh, you're gonna love to go and play the cake game with me when we go to the grocery store and talk about the cakes and see. Ha! I love it. So, the diet that you love is the one you don't live. That's what I teach you. And you have to think outside the box. It's not about tracking macros again. It's not about being so clean that it's so boring. It's about understanding you're a human. You gotta start acting like one. That's what I teach you. So go and sign up for my Instagram VIPIG at Pauline Nordin. If you want to be a coach with VIP, extra perks and more books, and that is from February, you sign up now because I have limited spots, that's for sure, especially now with VIPIG. That's Venmo at Pauline Nordin 150, and I will send you the books you need, and I will be there to coach you and keep you accountable. I think that was about it. Alright guys, go and sign up for FDA Fortitude at fighterdiet.com. I think it's still an early bird, and then, if not, still go and commit, because what I do is education. You do need to understand that what you haven't made to happen, to achieve and accomplish and keep up, the way you feel amazing when you are living fitness life until you get an action paralysis or you get diet depressed. Don't you want to go back to that? What if I tell you that once you understand and get a few diet epiphanies in a row, you're gonna see why it's so easy to stay happy and stay lean and fit in life for life without that fear of what am I gonna do when I revert back to my monster. Because you won't when you love what you do. I teach you that.